From Walls to Wonder. And what we're going to try to do, it's just a beautiful scene. And we're going to have a little animal in it. And I think it's a moose looking through the trees at how beautiful the colors are and how beautiful the world is. So you could, it's hard to just give it a name, but let's say it's a beautiful world. And we're going to do the background. The whole background is going to have 4 basic colors. We're going to go with green, blue, red, and yellow. And if you notice here in the center, I've got a piece of contact paper making a big circle here. That's going to stay white. And I want to keep it at that point. It will have some stuff going across it later. But it'll be easier to blend these other colors around it when we're doing that. So we're going to get started here, and I guess we'll go with the green first. And then we're going to go up in here. And again, I'm using the neon colors. So I'm going to go about here and come in. See, I can go right around that circle without having to worry about cutting all that in, because I want to do a lot of blending. And we can come down here about that far with the green. There. Oh. And it's a nice day for painting. It's a cool day, and so we don't have to worry, but we could be outside riding bikes and stuff. So we're going to go about right there with the green. We're going to get a little bit heavier on here. So let's see. So we're going to try to blend that out a little bit before we move. And then this wet, a little bit wet here. Got to get real light. If you don't, with this neon paint doesn't have a lot of pigment in it, so you got to go real light to keep from making lines and stuff. Okay, let's see what we're going to do now. So we're going to go, I guess, with the blue. We can use that same brush. I'll wash it out right fast. After I wash my brush out in a little glass here, and then I just dry it off a little bit on the paper towel. So we're going to go here then. Go in here with the blue. And I guess we're going to go about here. Here with the blue. So this is kind of a purplish blue. This there is. I wanted it to be a warm blue, so it's purple and not just a cold-looking one. So that's the reason it looks like this, and it's going to be a nice one. Let's get a little bit here, a little bit more here. All right. Well, time to blend. Let's see if I can. I don't know if I can use this green one here, because I like to keep the other one here. So let's see what we got here. We'll go this way now. It needs to work up a little bit. Other than that, it's a little grainy here, and I don't like that. Not smooth enough for this. I don't want it to. I don't want it to look like that. I want it like this here. I'm gonna go real light. There's, okay, now get that one there. Well, we're gonna do a little red, I guess. Let's get that washed out. I think the red will work either. I could have probably used some regular blue, but I wanted to use the neon stuff. So we're gonna work this here and here, and it's gonna be a pretty good section. We're not gonna go all the way down because we're gonna have some black in here. So I'm gonna go just this far, I think. We're gonna do a little red here. I'm thinking maybe that I should let's just set up a little more. I got a drier brush here, and the brush is not there. I could could use this. Here's a little smaller brush, but it'll do. Maybe that's the best thing to do. I don't need that. We After this whole thing, I think I'm going to run over it with a big brush so it sets up a little bit more. So we got one more color to get in here. We got to get the yellow in here. So we're going to use the same brush to put it on with. Now we got some nice bright yellow here. We'll get that in here. Yeah. I'll go down about here like same before. It's hard to get a good color in yellow. This one is, because some of those, and this one's not neon. The neon yellow, you just can't get the beauty out of it on here. I mean, it works on some other areas, but right now I want the bright yellow, and you can see what the regular paint, how it's different than the neon stuff. Just don't. It's supposed to be kind of translucent, you know. Okay. Now, while that's all drying up, we'll do a little something on the bottom here. And what we're going to do is, see, I think I was going to go with the Van Dyke Brown. And I'll just make a straight line here for now. I'm gonna work on that a little bit though. But good old Van Dyke Brown, I think it's one of the most famous colors in painting. I even in my lifetime as a painter and decorator of homes and buildings and stuff, Van Dyke Brown was one of the basic colors that we used a lot for making it. It's just one of the best. And it's odd too. Do you go to these stores like Walmart and Michael's and Hobby Lobby and all of it? They got all kinds of brown, but they don't carry the. You have to get it online. I had to get this online. They don't want to carry it in the store. I don't understand. What we're gonna do here. So we're gonna get a little bit more. I don't want to do any above that right now until I get that. So we get. I want to see how this thing's setting up very much for without really wanting to blend a little bit. I can take a little bit and see if I can work in it. I don't want to screw this all up, but I'm gonna need to paint. I'm gonna need to paint it, hold it down a little bit. All right. What's this here? Well, that's blended in pretty good. Now we're gonna start some other stuff, and I'm gonna take just a little bit of break that sets up a little bit, and we'll be right back on. So, well, we're back. I started a little bit of base. You can see here for the trees. There are going to be some trees, but I wanted to get this set in while it was there wet, and then we're going to work it around. And we're going to go up to right about here and come down in here, go right into that. And we're going to do the same thing over here. A little more paint on that one. That's good for now because I'm going to do a little more to that. Now we're going to do a little bit a different thing. We're going to come in here. Well, we're back. I had to make a little adjustment here, and I had to stop everything. So because I got things going that wasn't working just right, but now we're kind of back on the track again. We're doing. I did the black a little bit wrong with that. I didn't want it the way I didn't want it to go. I'm going to go out in here a little bit for another limb. There's supposed to be quite a lot of different limbs on here, and want to get that. So going to be maybe over in here too, and then this here. Well, be over here a little bit more, and then even out in here. Trying to get this here. Trying to get keep them kind of thin if you can. Then maybe put a little bit of it here. Some of this here, that red really got spoiled there, but I think it'll be all right. I can always go in there, get in right in here, and put it back like this if it gets back there. So now, what we're going to do now is we're going to pull that contact paper off, and there we are. Now we're going to try to do a little, bring that in there, and we'll see if we can do it freehand enough to make it look the same. Well, not looking too bad. See, I'd like to get that into a real sharp point if I can. Well, if you're going to match them up, you got to make it a little fatter there. Doesn't have to be a perfect thing. It's just situations like that, and it can have couple little branches off of it. I like to go out in here. Yeah, not too bad. Oh, that was a bad one. Now, let's see. I want to put any on top. Yeah, I think there's something coming in here. A little bit here. It might paint here. Wow. Well, we're getting something in there. We had to make a little bit of adjustment here. Then going to see what I'm going to do, what I'm going to use a little bit. I'm going to go with, I'm going to get some little touch of white, because white colors covers a lot easier than other, and then I'll go back with the no, I think that'll do. I think I know what I'm going to do. I got a different idea on it. So I'm going to take a little bit of black here, and I'll use the yellow maybe. The yellow and the black instead of white. Because I want it kind of a real light grayish color. And what we're going to do is actually fill this in here. Well, I guess I'm going to go with some white after all, because I want it lighter than that. I'm getting down on. I got a big bottle of white Gesso I use for background and all that mostly, But right now I'm trying to get it out of the tubes. And take a little bit of paper towel here and get this here out of here. But I'm going over this anyway. But so with this here, and now I can break the white in here. Get a little bit of here. This is yeah, this should be what I'm looking for here. What we're doing is we're going to put something in here and want to get a background. It's going to be dark, so and we need a lighter background to make it show up good. And let's see if this. Let's see if this is going to do it. Well, we're back. We had to do a little bit of straightening up, and I had to, shut it down for temporarily to get it in here. But what we're going to do is try to put this little moose right in here in this opening. And it's going to be dark, like a silhouette. It's going to be like a silhouette. And I'm thinking that what I did is I cut a little stencil out of just a regular little paper. The thing is, I'm sticking it to here. It's dry. I mean, it's not dry. And I don't know if we're going to run into a problem or not. But we're going to try it anyway. If we don't, we just shut it down and redo it. Because that's the nice part about the acrylic. You can just keep going over it after there. So and I've seen this design before with a little bit of some birds in it and stuff, but I thought I don't want to copy anybody. I like the ideas, and I am using some of their idea, but and not too bad. It can be straightened up a little bit here. We got a little bit more on the foot here, on this here one. A little bit here, and a little bit of hump here. Yeah, not too bad. Okay, it's supposed to be here. Is it's got a little light in here. We're gonna get right now. We got to do it like this here till it sets up, and then I'm gonna put a white section between, like here, between the legs, and that in, and that. So we got there a real small little brush here, which a little bit of that color here that we have, or the background color. And there's a little white spot right in here. And we're going to circle around a little bit. Do a little bit of work in here. We'll get a little water on that. Is you have to work with acrylics while it's wet, but it's some things you just can't. If it's too wet, you just can't do it. It sets up. But like here, it's setting up, and the orange keeps coming back out, which I don't mind too much, but I'm trying to bring some of the little colors in here more. That can be all touched up a little more when it's drier here. I think that might go on a little bit more here on I think, I don't know. He's not yeah. We had a little bit more here. I don't think I'll be able to get that white in there yet, but I can try it. Get the idea. Really get a point on it. And they don't always come out perfect, but we got right here. Was getting the idea. See it, it's starting to work out, but it's still a little too wet to do much with it there. See if we anything else that we could do with it to. There's a little blending in, a little color blended in up there in the but I don't know if it's necessary to a little bit of blue touch up in there. I don't want it. I don't want it to be a real dark blue. So, and maybe a little bit. Yeah. Well, I don't know if this is going to help it any or not, but they say the more color, the more. But now, well, we're going to be missing the green up there a little bit. All right. Yeah, well, just a little bit more of the red, around reddish brown in here. Well, whatever it is. I think we're just about had it with this then, and it's something to do. It's a lot of color in it and blended in quite a lot, and I'm sure somebody's going to see it and say, "Well, I just did something like that," because they did. But they had birds in here and stuff, and then this, I did change mine a little bit, and I think that I didn't copy it. I just copied a little bit of the idea. Anything you see, if you go with Bob Ross, he tells you get your stuff ready and paint along with me. He wants you to paint just like him and that, but he goes a little too fast for me. But I did learn from him. Uh, the reason I got this a little whiter than out here is letting it to get it covered and show up. And now I may just put a little bit of the brown back in it. Yeah, and give us the same thing in it a little bit. All right. Well, there's the moose looking up at the sky or whatever it is, and we're gonna call that quits on it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a little bit. It's not professional work. I'm just doing having fun with it, but I like enjoy it, and I think that it's not that bad that I'm not going to run it down. I don't think it, and I've seen a lot worse. I tell you that. But I'm not a. See how I'm cleaning it up. This is what I like about using the paper towel and using. See, my colors were all on here. Now I just roll that up and roll it, and I got a junker box down here, and put it in there, and then I'm cleaned up. I don't have to go over to the sink and except with my jug of brushes here, which are soaking in the water. And okay. So until we meet again, good luck on your painting, and we're going to have fun.